Yo, let's see. I'm guessing this is 8. I don't know how to count, so if you guys can help me. 1, 4, 7. We're on day 8. Whew, that was close. Jeez, you guys would have known. Anyway, uh, we're on day 8 today. Feeling 1,000 times better. Let's take a look at this guy real fast. He looks interesting. Hey there, fella. But yeah, I finally got some sleep. Look at that, 1.86. So we'll get to the 2, and then we'll mark it off. But hope everyone's doing all right. Hope you're drinking your water and doing your push-ups, doing anything that's gonna get you to where you need to go. And I want to add this too. These challenges, look at it like you're gonna do the challenge, but make a mental note. If you like it, well, you might as well keep it as a lifestyle, just like the no-fap thing. Like, I get it, it's actually made people aware that they even had a problem, so I respect the hell out of no-fap, right? But most people just want to do it in November, and it's like, dude, you need your seed is your that's what makes you, dude. You need to retain that seed, man, instead of letting it go all the time. That, whether that be, like I said the other day, we were talking about just going around sleeping with everybody. I mean, retaining your seed, period. You know what I mean? Nature's gonna call, But if you don't have control over yourself like that, then you're not gonna have control over anything else in life. And so you might want to start there and see what it does for you. Just start small. It's gonna be tough for you. For me, go ahead and tell the story. I was watching something online, did the deed, and for the first time in my life, I felt shame, dude, from doing that. I felt shame. I wanted to forget the shame so bad that I went to YouTube to just get my mind off of it. And what's the first video? No fap. That was my introduction right there, man. That was 12 years ago. Yeah, man. And that moment, I went 3 full months. 3 entire full months. And boy, whoa. That makes people see you a whole different way. Talk to you a whole lot different. The way you carry yourself, just like any routine, but retaining your seed that's yours as a man. You need that. Think about Goku and his power levels. That's your power level, dude. You need that. Yeah, you see people existing, but that's what it is. They're just existing, and they do that all day. You know what I mean? You can live, right? But you're just existing at that point. When I did it, I became ambitious for the first time since I was a child. Let's say I was like 25 or something. And man, I remember walking around, and I went to go apply for IHOP. And I went, hey, how you doing? I was real charismatic, more than I already am, naturally. And the guy's eyes lit up. He's like, wow, who is this guy? I swear to God. And that was for me retaining my seat for like a couple months at that point, And there was a couple of jobs that they hired me on the spot. I tried it again a year later because I fell back, but not nearly as bad as I used to be. Once I learned that I had a problem, it's nowhere as bad as it used to be. It's pretty bad. But, people can tell, just like anything, but it's on another level, man. It's like on an esoteric level. I think I said your seed is what makes you, your seed's your life force, dude. And this isn't even just a guy thing. No fap is for women too, But I'm not the one to speak on that. I'll let a female talk to her audience, But I'll just put that out there that it's not just a male journey. This is a human journey. that we need to take together. We've been messed up since the 70s when they started making porn videos like available, and you know what I mean. The drugs got crazier, and then and that damn disco. You know what I mean? And it's been downhill ever since. You know, people were a lot manlier back then. I'll tell you that. You can watch any video or any movie. It doesn't matter what race the guy was. They were pretty damn manly. You know what I mean? Like commanding respect without even opening their mouth, kind of thing. You know, like whoa. You know, but it wasn't a big deal because everyone was like that back then. So if they were to come around now, I'd be like, is that a god? I'm not kidding you. They'll think you're from another planet, dude. Your voice will start to change. You know what I mean? Put some hair on your balls, dude. On your chest. Maybe you don't want it on your balls, but yeah. But I just thought I'd throw that in there because, you know, I'm going to be throwing in things that I learned along the way, and who would I be to not to share it with you? I'm going to be as transparent as possible. There's no hiding with me, you know? You're going to just get the raw me anywhere you go. That's why I was a little weird when people started moving here and they were spreading rumors about me. You know, they don't even know me. This is a small town, but since I, you know, stayed the same, you know, like they had no choice but to realize, oh, we messed up. He really is just who he is. You know, people try to say that I thought I was better because I didn't talk. No, dude, I don't have time for BS. That's what it is. I don't like small talk. You know, I'm not really for that. I like meaningful conversations, so that's where I differ from a lot of people. I'm not saying that makes me special. It's just how I am. That's how I roll. I don't like small talk. You know, someone says something and it's like, it was always awkward for me because if they say something and I didn't find it funny, it's like, do I fake laugh or what? Like, was it even necessary for them to even say it? You know what I mean? So I value meaningful conversations with people. I don't have time for BS, you know? Like I said it with my video earlier, my grandpa and my father, no nonsense type of people, and that's where I get it from. I don't have time for BS, dude. We can have fun, you know? I could joke around. There's a time and a place. When it's time for business, it's time for business, and that's how I was raised. In any job that I've had, even when I had trouble holding the job, best believe I was the hardest worker in there, you know? And that was values that was handed to me by my father and my mother, you know, and they're handed to them from their parents. So, again, if people are going to talk about you, but you can't let it affect you, you know, especially if people in your town have seen you and they know who you are, and then you let some new people come in and try to write your narrative. You got to just kind of stick it through. In my case, I had to ignore everybody now, you know. They can think that I'm better, but I don't look at it like that, dude. It's to protect my energy. And I advise you do the same too. If someone's entering your energy and they're not respecting it, then you need to cut them off. If they're your loved one, well, I didn't say stop loving them. You love them. You continue to love them. And if they're doing good, you root for them, but you root from afar until they've learned to not disrespect your energy, you know? If they're just trying to get you mad, you know, like a narcissist. I know it's a big word that everyone's using, so like, it means that since it's, people look at it like a trend now, and some people in comments are like, oh, you don't have a narcissist. No, everyone knows a narcissist in their life. Like, what are you talking about? It's usually little kids just talking. They don't even need to be online, dude. I really blame their parents. And then I blame YouTube and then the terms of service, but, you know, instead of putting blame anywhere, we can just take the time and do what we can and do the right thing, you know, and teach our kids to do the right thing and not to be online, not having them online like my ass is all day long, you know what I mean? Because a lot of these people are just, they're not on the same tip that I'm on. I'm like totally looking at different stuff, so it doesn't really even count to compare me to them, you know? looking up stuff to better myself, workout videos and whatnot. They're looking up like Roblox and stuff. Nothing wrong with that. I play games too, man. I do a lot of things, believe it or not. But yeah, these kids really need to stay off the internet, man. They're and their parents need to start disciplining them, like, because these kids, like, they're gonna be your doctors. I mean, if they can even have the mind capacity to be one with skibbity toilet and whatever the fuck not, you know? Like, what the hell's going on, man? You're getting me worked up. I'm getting myself worked up. But that's how passionate I am about these people, man. The kids are the future, you know? So I will not apologize for my passion, you know? Hell no. I care and I want the best for everybody. And I say it starts at home. And I understand that the way the economy is, you know, it's a two-parent working household now. It's not like mother's at home and the father's at work. No, it's both parents have to work. So I understand that. They can't maybe afford a babysitter. YouTube is their babysitter. So then who do we blame then? Well, maybe it's YouTube for maybe we can all come together, you know, and make it so it's just like a bar. Would you invite a kid into a bar? No. You would look at me crazy if I said that. So like, why would you bring a kid into a chat room where they're cursing, they're saying all this stuff that kids don't even, like, what are you doing, dude? You need to check on your kids a little bit more. And it's crazy, I'm talking to my peers, dude. I'm talking to you. Like, what the hell? But at the same time, I understand. I just said, I'm not going to contradict myself. I understand you. Your parents are at work. You might even be a single mother or single father. I understand. So that's where I'm talking, where I'm just, my gears are grinding and I'm realizing we all, you know, adults need to come together and figure this out. You know what I mean? Whether you have kids or you're an adult planning on having kids, which is my case, you know? The goal is also to make it better for them. Put them in an environment, because their environment has a role in their learning too. Now that's no excuse not to learn in environments, but it's understandable how they are and why they are, because they're put around a bunch of other kids that are like that, with no direction, on their cell phone in the class. What the heck, dude? You couldn't do that in 2004, man. What the heck? Cell phones are now in prison too? So you mean if some guy is like harassing my sister and something, just an example, and we put him away, he could get a cell phone in prison and to continue to harass her? Like, that's not happening. I mean, you know what I mean? It's an example. That's never happened, but you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. You know, things got to change. It's mandatory. I'm not going to sit around and let this happen. I'll be damned if I keep my mouth shut. So, yep, that's just where my head's at right now. That's actually where my head's been at. You know, quick story. I was back here about 4 years ago, and I heard that they were sticking kitty litter boxes in children's restrooms at school, and I flipped my shit, dude. I don't have kids yet. You know, I wasn't even actually thinking about it. Like, I kind of was in the mode of kind of thinking about it by this time, but it was like, dude, I was pissed. And it just makes me wonder how pissed the parents were. Were they even pissed? Or was their mind like, oh, let's be progressive, you know, they need kitty litter. Nah, dude, that's why I don't want my kids in school. Like, my kids couldn't go to school, man. I teach them at home. My wife and I would teach them at home, you know what I mean? That's the only way it's gonna work. I recommend you do the same if you can. Read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Get your increments up. You're not gonna get just rich from reading the freaking book, you know, like, grow up. Nothing works like that. Just like there's no weight loss strength that you're just going to lose weight. I'm saying just read the book and then tell me, and then go from there and then expand your horizons and see what you could do to actually put some more money on you and stop living off that one pillar. Because once that one pillar comes off from under the table, that's it, man. Then you're struggling again. You have to build another table. You want each leg of that table is a pillar, and that's an income, right? If you have a table with, say, 8 legs, and let's say the leg representing the income you have, whether it's making YouTube videos or selling bookmarks, whatever it is. If you lose that, the table's still going to stand, right? But if you only have just one source of income and you knock that pillar down, you're screwed, dude. You know what I mean? So you have to have that mindset, and that's why I recommend you read that book. It didn't make me rich, no, but I changed the way I look at money now. I save it way differently now. That's what they should have in school, you know? They should be a little bit more, I don't know what they're teaching in school. That should be one of the things. They taught us econ in school, economics, and I don't know. It's been years, it's been 20 years, but I can't tell you what they're teaching them now. I don't have kids, but that should be a book right there to get their mind in the right direction, you know? I bet you there'd be a lot less homeless people out right now. Especially, you see these shows where they go around and they interview the homeless people. It hurts my soul when I see someone that's underage homeless, dude, in that environment where they do not need to be, But then I've seen people that maybe had to be emancipated and they actually had their mindset and they had the tools because they had books like that and they were able to generate some income the way they need to, however that is. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to tell you what you need to do to go in the right direction. That's all. I'm not going to give you a step by step. Unless, you are walking in that direction, you seem lost. If you're showing, again, like you care, dude, I'm going to drop everything and help you. It'd be my pleasure. It would be my pleasure. Oh, 2.35. Oh, 17 minutes. Yeah, I kind of was in the zone today. Man. Yeah, so I think kind of through with that topic. I think I said what I need to say today. Hopefully this opens up someone's mind, man. It's like not only are the kids the future, it's like they're your kids. And just like your body, you take care of it now, it's going to take care of you later. Same thing, dude. Same thing. Perpetual care. Same thing. But let's see. Let's get in the shade. 2.39, I'll go ahead and walk a few more seconds, to make up for yesterday. I called my boss, Dominique, and I said, hey, can I make up that time, that 0.5 miles, 0.50? He said, yeah. You work hard. I don't see why not. Hot diggity dog, so I'm going to make it up. Yep. So we might as well just get it in right now because, dang, it's kind of, I'm getting a minute, man. I'm working, dang. I'm in the zone. This is the most I've been in the zone since I've been doing this, actually. But yeah, enough about me. We're almost in. But yeah, hope someone starts a challenge today or something, whether it's drawing, playing the guitar for 15 minutes, heck, even for 5, dude, but do it every day. Just start off for the 31 days and see how much you progress. You have to see how much you progress, otherwise you're not going to, where's the drive then? You're not going to want to continue. So you have to actually make sure, maybe record how, from the start to beginning to see day 1 when I show them the guitar, I sound like crap. Day 31, wow, I'm freaking, I don't know, I'm a guitar player, and you're that person, you know what I mean? Anything, man. So we got four to go. UVs are pretty high today, so As much as I enjoy the grass, I kind of want to be out of the sun for it right now. But it does feel good after the cold weather, so it's really not too bad. We can do. But yeah. Dang, I must have needed that sleep last night because I finally slept and I don't even really remember. It doesn't compute that how tired I was yesterday, in my body, because I don't feel tired today at all. REST. Oh, you thought I was going to sing the respect song, huh? Because I almost was. All right, so we got point 1 to go. That should go away once we get over there. Okay. And you know what time it is? All right. Oh man, I walked into a giant web. Oh no. All right. And also, before I cut out, I think I might try to set up something so I can, well, actually, hold up on that. Let me, it's regarding video editing, so let's just say I'm going to dabble with that today and see what's going on. So with that said, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.